All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, hope you're all doing well. How's your training going? Hope everything is going on smooth as it should. Yeah. Okay, so in our last class, we talked about developing your org and we mentioned three major key factors, which is integration with your integrating, so building a third party app, right? We talk about the no-code approach that is the pattern we've always been working with, that's without that involved just click here and there, right? And the programming aspect. Okay, so I believe we just played around, check one or two applications and how to install them and uh, how to integrate them into your apps. Okay, so today we'll be following up on our initial process, which is the local part, developing your code. Yeah, and a little bit of programming. Don't be scared. A little bit of programming. We are not writing any code. We are only going to generate. So as we don't get there already, we are going to see the step. It's just because everything still based on click here, click here, click here, click here. Okay. All right. So the last class we said the reward for every good work is more good work, right? So today we are going to be doing more good works. Yeah, we're going to be doing more good works. Yeah, and today we are going to be looking at an important aspect of Salesforce for Salesforce module. That is everything that, or part of those things that it encompasses in developing your org, setting up your org stage. We are going to be answering little bit of some information. So, pardon me, I'm going to be a little fast today because I have a lot I want to cover in this session. Okay, so try to follow up, pay good and close attention. I believe with all we've done so far, so this class will not be strange. And if you are new to this channel, you are coming across this for the first time, and uh, we see me mentioning some things that is just a little bit because this is more like is a chain kind of process. It's because of the things we've been building, so you can easily follow up in other classes. So preferably, if you feel this is just interesting enough for you to take up as a course, go and pick it from the beginning. It's never there's no knowledge that is wasted, right? If there's no knowledge that is wasted, you can easily pick up the course from the very beginning and learn through. We learn, unlearn, and relearn, right? So when I having said all of that, let's dive into this course. Okay. So today we have sales cloud. Right. So and at the end of this class, I want to believe that we should be able to go through the following: understanding sales cycle, converting leads to opportunity, mapping a new road, quotes, source of leads, which include campaign, web to lead, and manual entry. Okay, these are the basic things we're going to cover in this class. They look small. Okay. We don't really do much of sliding in this class. We go straight into the hot bench. Yes. All right. So let's get our the first thing you understanding sales cycle. Okay. I'm going to fill up this now. Now, this is just a little brief of what a sales cycle looks like. Okay. But before we get it, I want to ask this. Now, for every um, business or sales transaction you completed, there is something that is a key factor at the beginning. It's called marketing, right? Everyone wants to agree with that. So for every business, for every sales, the journey started from marketing, advertisement, right? So on Salesforce is regarded as campaigns. We're going to go there and enter that at our first stage or let's say start. So I'm going to say campaign, right? So after campaign, then after advertising, then people come into your page, register or whatever order of you. That becomes a lead. That is prospective customer, prospective client. So it becomes a lead, right? So I'm going to go here and put our second level of the sales cycle to be lead, while every prospective client becomes an opportunity. That is, there you start communicating, okay, which product do you want, how do you want it, what size, then bargain and all of that, okay? That stage is called opportunity. You have an opportunity for a sale, right? So I'm going to put that here and call it opportunity, right? Okay. Opportunity. Okay, so now, please, I'm not saying necessarily this is going to be a standard for every sales app. It's just to give you what it should look like. Of course, most business works in this kind of pattern, but it's not necessarily in this exact manner. The aspect of campaign to lead and opportunity is constant. But then the rest of opportunity and the communication space is always a little different. Here we have quote, products, price, boost, quote line, contract, and all that. Those are like stages in the opportunity process. Then after order, if the person order, it becomes a closed one, right? A successful deal, a closed one. And if not, it becomes a closed one, right? So after said all of that, that's going to take me to the next slide. So the first thing I want to look at here is converting leads to opportunity, right? Because here now, we said after opportunity, you go through all of this. So how do you convert leads to opportunity is what we want to part of, or the first thing I'm going to look at today, converting leads to opportunity. So I'm going to go to my org right now and see what we've got. Okay, so I'm going to go to my back end. Okay, let's start with front end. Right, so I'm going to click on leads. Okay, so I'm going to use either of these. Let me just change. Let me click on install open leads. So I just click on them. So let me just go for either of these. Right. Okay, so I'm going to click on this guy, one of these, and try to convert. I just select that convert. Now, observe this pop-up. This shows that our lead is going to generate three main records. Trying to convert it to generate three main records, that's account, contact, and opportunity. So it's going to work based on all the information that has been gathered on the list, on the lead form, right? So use that to create an account, a contact, and an opportunity. Okay, so all I just need to do, ignore this tick on your own page. Yeah, you don't have this tick here. You're just going to mark it out like this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I arrive at this later on. I've just done some things on this right. That's how I have that. Okay, so I'm going to create these three records for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to click on convert. And we'll see how that works. Voila, your lead has been converted. That is, the lead has been converted into opportunity. But I think I create two other records in an account because opportunity cannot stand in you. You need contacts, you need account, right? So now I have some conditions here. Okay, I said instance one, if you have incompatible fields, when you have incompatible, hold on, let me just see. Okay, so we're heading on the next point, which is converting this opportunity. Okay, from there we are going to enter into this mapping. Oh, come back here. Let's go ahead. So instance one says when you have incompatible fields. When you have incompatible fields, that is what that simply means to have a a field, right? A field on your opportunity that is required, that is as that red asterisk something that is required. You remember from creating object fields rather. We mentioned we talk about how you can make some fields required and not, right? And I also advise them that don't always make your field required from the very beginning, except it's specifically required of you to do that. Otherwise, there are other ways to make it required from your page layout. Okay, so let's now assume we have a field that is required on the opportunity or on which of the three records that is created. And that particular record is not existing, or that particular record is not existing on your lead, in your lead form. What will happen is it will not go through. Okay. Remember when we were talking about importing of data. So if one field doesn't match or map or match with what we have in the field form or the field section, we know it's not going to go through. It's going to bring out a, a an error message, right? So if you don't get this, please try to revisit our video on data import, data management, yeah. So that is well explained there. So you are going to have that kind of error message, right? So now I'm going to try to create a scenario where I'm going to create a record, a field that is required, that's supposed to be required, and I'm trying to see if it's going to go through, knowing fully well that that field is not available in the lead. Okay, so let's go ahead to my opportunities now. I'm going to go to my backend. I'm going to close this side, go to my backend, come to my object, search for opportunity. Okay, I'm going to click on opportunities. I'm going to come to object and field. You know what I'm doing, right? So I'm just going to be going past, click, 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 click. All right, so fields, I'm going to create new. So what should I call this? What should I call this? Okay, so let's just what kind of field? So let me create a text field, right? I'm going to click on next. Then I'm going to label this guy. Let me label it hobby book, right? Then hobby. Okay, so let me do that. This is a good practice. I think I'm sure you all know that, right? Kindly enter your hobby. Let me just do that. So I'm going to make it required. Important. I'm going to make it required. Then what else? Get out this way. I'm going to go ahead and click on next. Then next. Then save. Voila, our field has been created. And I know that this field, it is not included in the lead, right? The lead record that we already have. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my front end to assure that is now in place. For changes, opportunities. So I'm going to try to create new. I see it's in there already. Can you see all these here already? Okay. So I'm going to try to use one old record. One of these old records. Let me use this American. Okay, lead, right? I'm going back to my leads. I hope you are following me. I know I am fast, but just try to catch up, okay? Otherwise, pause and go back and watch all over it. If you have any glitch anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to use this guy. Right, this guy and use this guy. The better box up. I'm going to some details. We know pretty well we don't have hobby in here, Abi. So I'm going to go ahead and convert it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to check this guy. So he's going to try to look up everything for me. Just to know how this, we are going to come there. Okay, go ahead and convert. Voila, we have an error message. You see, that shows that a lead is missing a field mapping and for the opportunity of the that's to see who the cloud is. Okay, now, so this error message shows all the info we need. Okay, first thing, the issue is on opportunity object. Secondly, the issue is on field hobby as a field, and it's a custom field, right? It gives us all that details of detailed information. What it simply needs to do, what this simply means is that there is no record for hobby in the lead you want to convert. And opportunity is telling me that if I do not have this record, I am not going to create a record. So that's why this error code is coming up and it's just going to block the whole procedure. So what I simply do when I have this happen, identify what the error message is saying, know what it's saying, and then go and correct. To correct this now, all I simply need to do is go to my lead, create that particular field, okay, and map it to the right field on opportunities. And once there is a sync, easy peasy, it's going to go through. So let me go ahead to do that and we're going to see that. So I'm going to go back to my back end with my object. I'm going to search for lead here. Lead. I'm going to come in, lead as an object, come to the fields. Okay. So I'm just going to create new. Since it is a text type of field, we know this because I created it now. But if it's a situation that just happened, it is that error message that's going to give you the information you need to know. Okay, but it is a text kind of field, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and click text, click next. I'm going to call it up. Not necessarily up. You can call it whatever. The essence here is the mapping. That, okay, this field here should work with this field here. That's just it. Okay, so I'm going to call this hobby so that we identify what we are doing, right? So length, I'm going to put it on 50. So I'm just going to leave that. But you understand what I mean? I'm not going to make this required, right? So I'm going to go ahead to next, next, and I'm going to save. Now that I've created that, all I simply need to do is go and update the record. Okay. The record that I'm going to convert, the lead I'm going to convert, I just need to go and update it. Make sure it carries the hobby field and the data needed. Then I'll convert it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my front end. Okay. I'm going to cancel this guy. Okay, this is the same field we're working on, right? So I'm going to go ahead and create better boxer, right? This area. It's going to be simple. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to come here, come to this drop down, click on edit. So now we have hobby. I need to enter. Let's make sorry. Okay, that's a good one. I'm going to click on save. Now I've created the record. The next thing is to map it. The next thing to do was map it. So I'm going to come in here. Is a lead. So let me just enter it. Hmm. Um, I'm not getting some missing something, missing something here. Yeah. Something will happen. Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So now mapping. This is the mapping here, right here. Map lead fields, right? From the fields and relationship under lead. You know, click on map. Okay. So I want to map it with and the opportunity record. Do you get? I'm going to click on opportunity, click on hobby, click on any space here, just click on hobby. Then that's when I'm going to click on save. So it has mapped or it has linked it up with each other. So wherever you see this, extract your data from this point. That's what that thing means. Okay. So the next thing now is to go back to our front end and see if it's going to convert. Okay, so I'm going to refresh this guy. Refresh this backend. I like to do that because at times this is delay from Salesforce. Okay, so I'm using my backend. Then I'm going to let's even confirm that that hobby is already there, right? Can you see? Where's the here? No. So I'm just going to log out and log in back. I don't know. There's just a big consistent. So I'm going to log out. Right. Log out there. I'm going to log in back. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to click on this. Go back to my Sales Cloud. That's the user handle or the front end. Okay. I'm going to click on lead. Okay, better something. Right. Okay, better box. You know, click on this guy. Confirm. Click on details. Oh, our hobby is still not there. Still not there. So what do I do? Let me go back and edit. Save. So I'm going to go back to my beta boxer, click on details and see, good, my hobby is now there at the record. Fine. So the next thing is to try to convert it. Again, I click on converted, then select converted statements, right? I'm going to check this guy. This, I have said this will not be on me. It will just come out straight, right? So then I'm going to click on convert. Voila, the error message is cleared. Hope you understand that. Okay, so that's just the simple way of getting your lead converted to opportunity. Now, let's go to see the next scenario we have. If opportunity is not wanted, that is, at times your manager might just come to you and say, okay, this set of leads, I don't want them to be converted into opportunity. Sorry, instead of lead, I don't want them to be converted into opportunity. So what do you do? Now that explains the checkbox I have in my own org here. So I'm going to show you how you're going to get that. So the next thing is going back to my org, I'm going to cancel this. You simply do that. All you need to do is come back to your back end here. I'm going to search for lead settings. So I'm going to click on press. So I have this quick search. I'm going to search for lead, right? Then I'm going to click on lead settings. Okay. So under lead settings, you click on this edit, and that is thing. You see, I have this opportunity to select opportunity section convert. I'll click it. Then this select don't create opportunity by default and convert. So this exactly is the one that is bringing up that checkbox I have to uncheck. Okay. But this other guy is what shows you the option. Okay, if you want to create or not. Well, first of all, at the moment I'm going to leave it checked. And we are going to see how that works, right? So the next thing is to click on save. Do that one and save. Having done that, I'm going to go back to my front end to see what we got. So can you see that? Very important. Something happened right now. The moment I got that lead converted, automatically let lead become an opportunity record. As much as it became opportunity record, it became a record that account contact us to. It is no longer a lead. That's why we don't have it here again. Because usually it was the only record we are seeing here before, right? Okay, so that's that. We'll get back to I just said that because I will need to say it very soon, very soon. Okay, so let me go back to all open links. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to use another instance now. Oh, I need to update it again. Okay, so yeah, so let me just use this guy. Jeff links. Jeff links. I'm going to click on edit because I want to add object because remember we've added object. If I not let me go read. If I not to put this object, it will not go through because we created this as a necessity in opportunity, right? As a required view. If I haven't done that, I'm going to click on this guy now and try to select converted, status. Beautiful. Can you see something here now? So, unlike before, it should bring out three records or three objects for it to generate a record for. But now it's coming to just, it has eliminated opportunity. This is different from what you have been seeing on my hog before. Before it was giving opportunity to whether I want to create it or not. So what I need to do is now, but this is a little delicate because you might need to want to create it, but then you've taken away the option. So I'm going to go back to my back end and give the opportunity. So I'm just going to the same lead settings we've made before. I'm going to click on edit. You know I go to lead settings now. You come to your quick start, type for lead, it comes to lead settings, click on lead settings, you come here, click on edit, right? So I'm just rushing up things. I don't want this class to be too long, but there's a lot to cover up in here. Okay, so all right. So the next thing here is to uncheck this guy. Hide opportunity. I'm gonna uncheck it. I'm gonna uncheck it, and that will give me opportunity to select if I want it to be created or not. So well, let me go ahead and save and see how that works. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Go back to my front end, cancel this. I'm going to refresh this page, and we'll see how that is going to come out. Okay. So I'm going to click on converted, click on select converted status. Can you see that now the opportunity is now there? The room to create the opportunity is now there. So if I uncheck this guy, It allows me to trade. If I check it back, it means don't create opportunity for this lead. Just create account and record. Probably the person is not going ahead um to order and just want to have their contact because it's not becoming an opportunity. So regardless, okay, so for whatever reason, the manager or the marketing team might come to you for, she's just how you're okay, so that's that. So let's go back to my slides. I think I have one or two questions here that I want us to select. First of all, there's a question that says, what is the need to know about business process? It's very, very, very important. You just need to understand how this thing is arranged in stages. Okay, because you might you might have instances, sorry, might have instances whereby um they come to you for an issue. But the fact that you understand the process will help you to know where you need to come in to tackle or to solve it, right? So that's just why you don't necessarily this format because this will vary from business to business. But then this is just an overview of what it would look like. Okay. So also I have another question here that says what if opportunity is now needed? Because we talked about how to remove the opportunities, but what if the opportunity is now needed? Simple. Just create it manually. Create it manually. Otherwise, if it's something that involves a huge lot of data set, definitely you have to import it using the right mapping system, right? Okay, we talked about that in data import, data management, right? So the last piece of what I want us to look here then is code. Code, that is how to send code, then source of leads. Okay. So let's go back to the work to look at that. Now, code. Code is is mainly found in opportunity objects because remember in this business process, in this sales cycle, code is one of the stages in opportunity that I listed here, right? Before another is closed or one, right? So now, how do you get your code? Code should be here in this related list. Huh? So, so sorry, this opportunity, let me go back to the opportunity. So let me just click on one of these opportunities. So we can find food here, right? In the related list. Now, so how do you bring it there? Is on your page layout. So just go to your back end, search for opportunities, of the manager. Then I'm going to opportunities, opportunity. Okay, then I'm going to click on page layout. Yeah, this okay, it's on this layout because everything we've been doing has been coming up super. Let me just use that layout. Yeah. So all you need to do is come on this side, search for your related list, right? Related list. On your own page, there's every tendency that you find your code. Where's it here? Mine is here because I put it back. You most likely will find it grayed out like this other one. So it's going to be grayed out. If it's grayed out, that's that has been created or it has been used, but it's just down. Okay, so now mine has not been used. So all I need to do is just drag it in, right? Let me do that again. So I'm going to drag it in and assume I make it down. The same way yours can be, right? So it will be grayed out like this. Look at this top. It will be grayed out like this. All you need to do is go back, go down, and go and see where it is and just move it to the top, right? This is it here. So I'm just going to drag it up. Okay. This is I'm going to continue dragging. Then put it below the notes. Okay, good. So having put it there, all you need to do is go and what? Save. Sorry. Save. Yes, I want to save the chat. So After saving, the next thing is to go back to your org and let's see what we have there. So I'm going to refresh this page to see if it has come up. Voila, it's there. So now our quote is here. So you can easily come in. You can easily yeah, come in. I'm just trying to sorry, okay, so you can to create the quotes, just click on quotes, right? Then create new quotes. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can get something. Wait, okay. So create new quotes. Sorry for the distraction. I'm going to create new quotes. So this will carry everything, quote name, let us know blah blah blah. And expiration date, let's just put this guy, description, everything that has to do with whatever product or item you're trying to quote for. Then click on save. So in further classes, we're going to be talking about the automation and how to get things out, pushing out mails, and how everything is going sequential in the right process. So, and now our code has been generated. Okay. So the next thing, let's go back here. See that the code has been generated here. So that's that. So, and the last thing we have here on our to-do list for today or to check list or to learn list is source of leads. Okay. I listed it that we have basically three sources of leads. We have campaign, web to lead, and manual entry. Now, campaign, that is advertisement, the first instance we talked about, right? Then I'm going to show you in the org. Web to lead, that's where we're going to do a little bit of generating code and manual entry. You know what manual entry is? Manually entering the record, right? So now, probably list of whatever means they are in marketing used to get their lead and they give it to you to enter manually, right? Campaign, that is, most of it is kind of conferences, seminars, and all. So let me click on campaign here so we see what happening. I'm going to click on all campaigns, all like campaign, and you're going to see that we have something like campaigns with top customers, DC product webinar, international engineer association, user conference. So more like a conference where you just get people to sign up and this and that. So that's how you get campaign as campaign as a source of lead, right? The next one we have there is web to lead. Web to lead is one that probably you have an external website or a form or something where people just come across and enter their details and you want those details to be extracted into your Salesforce org as lead, right? So all you need to do is just generate a web to lead code, send it to whatever the marketing or your manager or whoever is waiting for it, and they are going to use it to develop whatever website you need to develop. What we are going to do here is not going to be very fancy. It's just going to be basic HTML appearance. Then the web developers can know how they're using their CSS, JavaScript, or whatever they need to use to create the website. Okay, so all I need to do here to get that done is to go back to my back end and search for let me see web, right? So you can see web to lead. Okay, so I'm going to create web to lead form. So in this form, we have all of these. Now let's assume I want to add mobile number. I'm going to go and click here. Let's assume I want to add country. I'm going to click here. Then this return URL, this same return URL is simply means after they've registered or they fill the form, where do you want it to direct them to? This could be done by a programmer, but they could actually request probably they need a link to somewhere, a page or whatever. But for this case, I'm just going to put my um, lead record link. Control C. I'm going to paste that here. Okay. So include captcha, this is just a way to stop robots from being on your hub, right? So that's what this is all about. Then click on generate, and you have your code here. All you need to do is copy this to give away admin. So for this case, I'm just going to copy it and create. Then I'm going to paste it in my what's it called? Notepad. Okay. So I'm going to paste it in content view. Oh, sorry. Let me copy. I didn't copy this. I just highlight it. I don't think I should be explaining this, but let me just see what I did. I pressed Ctrl A to highlight all and Ctrl C to copy. So regardless. So that's that. So then click on my notepad. Come here to click on my notepad. I'm going to paste the code here. So now I'm going to click on save as. This file I'm going to use to save as. Let's say I want to save it on my desktop, right? So I'm going to name it, let's say 2.1, or let me just put 2. But you're going to save it as .html. Very important. .html. Then you're going to click on save. And that's done. So I'm going to minimize this page here. And so let's go and see. So I'm going to click on finish. Okay, so now generated that website. So the next thing is I want to see if that code works, right? So I'm going to click here. I'm just going to back Control O to open the file. So I need to go to my desktop to see if I have it there. Product. Product is the name, right? I'm going to click this guy and open. Let's see. Can you see it gives us a form to fill, right? This is not well designed. It's not, you're not going to necessarily form like this. You're just going to give it to the web developers that are going to develop it in a more beautiful and fancy way. This is just an HTML document, right? So I'm just going to fill it somewhere, this, email, just use this guy. Company, this guy, this basically Lagos, Province, Ontario, very funny. Mobile number, blah, 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 country, Japan, move to submit, and let's see. That is it, right? Ideally, it should take us back to my lead page, but I don't know, probably something else. So basically, that's what, um, you know what that means. Yeah, basically, that's how Web to lead, uh, process works, right? So, and the last one is manual entry. So that brings us to the end of this class. If I know I rushed things through, so if you have any break in gap in knowledge, just go over the video again and see you in the next class. Thank you.